Okay, hello and welcome everyone to this Price Ladder Training Program, a program that I've been developing over the last few months. It's taken me quite a while to put this together. Obviously, I've been having to do this after hours after I've finished trading, so it's been a little bit hectic, but you know what? I'm really happy with the product that's been put together so far. And really, I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm really excited about this, and honestly, I really feel it's going to be a great tool, a revolutionary tool in building and developing traders in the years to come, especially within this prop trading industry. So, what I wanted to cover obviously now is just to introduce you to what we're going to be doing throughout this program, how it's going to be structured, what our objectives are, take a look at a few of the modules, and then briefly go through the benefits of what we're doing, the benefits of the price ladder, and then just fill you in on how you're going to take on the drills and the tasks at the end. So as we said, this is our introduction to the price ladder training. Now, so if you noticed, obviously I've grown quite accustomed to this um, black background and colorful writing. You'll notice it's a theme that I've been carrying on in a lot of my price ladder analysis videos that I do on YouTube, and now I've taken that on my program. I actually was inspired. I have to give all credit due to Mr. Sal Khan, which is probably one of the biggest innovators in education in the last decade, I'd say. If you just go on to khanacademy.com, you'll see all of his videos take this kind of format. It's kind of a Khan style video, as they call them, and I really love the way they look. So I've kind of adopted it myself. Obviously, it doesn't have a paint on it or anything, but I did want to give him credit because I do like the way these look. So what is our objective? Just to start off, what is our objective? What are we trying to do throughout this course? First and foremost, our objective is to turn you into a price ladder trader. And obviously that encompasses everything. That encompasses from just learning how price action works, to learning how order flow works, to building the foundations, and then going through the motions and in the structures in order to trade certain setups. So effectively, how we're gonna do that, and how we're gonna create and build your skills in order to become a price ladder trader. We're going to take you through a series of different modules, and you're going to do drills in between and in every single module. So if we just kind of highlight the structure of the course, effectively what we're going to be doing. So if we just take a look at the modules, so this we're going to look at the modules. From modules 1 to 5 that's where we're going to build your foundation. Effectively, this is where we're going to build your foundation. That's where we're going to try and show you the very simple order flow patterns that we can observe in the market, and if you really pay attention to these modules, that is going to give you leave you in good stead to trade and learn how to trade all the setups that come after that. After you've done this part, the 1 to 5 modules, basically what we're going to do is put you through a week, 5 working days of micro scalping drills, what we call them. So micro scalping drills. And effectively, what's going to happen in this section in here is you're going to have one drill per day, and that's going to happen for the whole day. So the whole day you're going to be doing that drill. You're not going to be doing any curriculum, just focusing on the drill for the whole day, training your eye to trade whatever it is that we're going to give you. They're very interesting drills. You might question them at times, but you know what? Just please do them Some of the drills I've actually taken from when I started as a trader. They've been we've been using them at Futex for over 15 years on our programs, and we've backed many traders with some of these drills. I've created a lot of my own drills actually, which I'm quite proud of. But you'll see when you get to them, they're quite interesting. Hopefully you'll enjoy them just as much as I've enjoyed making them. Next, after we've done these micro scalping drills, what you're going to be going through is modules 6 to 7, which really is just, two modules, but that's where we're going to introduce you. We're going to introduce you to the Futex setups and a lot of the setups that I look at. So some of the setups are Futex based. Most of the setups I'd say that I cover on this are probably my own, because it's the way I interpret them and the way I trade them. Obviously, we might be looking at a similar pattern, but I trade them in a certain way. So I still categorize them all as my setups, but a lot of them I've learned through being at Futex. How I trade them obviously is my own style, and hopefully you guys will build your own style while coming through this course. So obviously this, like we said, we're going to have an intro to setups, Futex setups, and we're going to be doing fading and breakouts during 6 and 7 mostly. That's where the core elements are. And then after 6 and 7 we're going to be doing, because essentially these are slightly longer term trades, we're going to do position trading drills. Effectively, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same as we said here. We're going to be doing this, one drill per day. Now, once you're done with that, these drills obviously, again, every drill you do is going to last for the whole day. Do them one drill every single day. When you get to these points, you'll see you'll be climbing up the right side of Mount Dome, as we call it. So make sure you're doing that one day at a time. And once you're done with that, that's effectively going to give you to the final stretch where you're trying to get up the rest of the mountain that you can see in the Prezi. That's modules 8 to 10. And in modules 8 to 10, you're effectively going to be doing some of our most prized setups, some of our more advanced setups, the setups that you can't trade them, you can't understand and trade them properly unless you've really covered all of these aspects in here in depth and you understand them well. And these, again, these are going to be Futex setups. And these setups are going to entail data point trading, month-end trading, and then finally event-driven risk trading, particularly looking at central banks. And the reason why we've got that at the top of the mountain, when you're getting to the top of Mount Dome, the reason why we have it at the top of the mountain is because, in my opinion, if you can trade a central bank event and prep for it and understand how to trade it in terms of order flow and price action, and in the heat of the moment when everything's going nuts, you can really find a sense of calm in your prep and understand what price action and what order flow you're expecting in each trade setup. And if you can trade that with confidence, I feel that's where you've reached a level where you can now say, okay, you're a lot more advanced and you can be considered a price ladder trader if you can be consistent on trading those types of events. I mean, that takes an incredible amount of knowledge and experience to build that kind of arsenal. But in any case, I feel that is really the epitome of someone that can trade those kinds of setups, because you're going to need to know all of this, everything that we've covered from the beginning to the middle and everything before that, to be able to trade very well over these central bank events. They're very volatile and there's a lot going on, so that's why we've left it really towards the end. Now, in terms of how you should approach it, I'd say, just to make this clear from here, you probably want to cover, this is all recommended now, because you have this course at your disposal, you can go through the modules effectively. You can binge go through them in a week, but that's just not going to make very much sense, and you want to give yourself time to digest every single bit and do the drills in time. So I would say the recommended time for this is do one module per day. So you do one module, cover the material, and then you'll have a task or some drills at the end of that module, cover that within that day, and then start the next day. And then start the next day with the next module. Effectively, If you've done that, you know, the course should run for 20 working days. I'm just trying to give you a timeline about this. You guys should know this by now. 20 working days, well, around 4 weeks, let's say. It'll take you about 4 weeks to fully cover everything. Now, that is if you just want to cover the course. You can cover it in a lot shorter period of time, but obviously there's drills, and you need to be doing the drills, guys. The drills are by far the most important part of this program. Now, in terms of the benefits of using a price ladder and the reason why we're doing this, the reason why we believe in this effectively, and I just want to cover this quite quickly. So in terms of the benefits of the price ladder, you know, why do we use a price ladder? Why are we trading on the price ladder? And I want to highlight this from the start. Obviously, you guys wouldn't be on this program if you didn't see the benefits in using it. But let me just highlight them from you guys just from the start. When you use the price ladder, you can see the true demand and supply in the market. Now, what do I mean by that? Everything else that you see in your indicators, you know, your moving averages, your oscillators, your charts, your candlestick charts, your bar charts, your Renko, whatever it may be, anything that you look at technically, you need to make this very clear that those are all past tense. It's already happened, and they're lagging indicators. What you see on the price ladder, which gives you an edge, which is the advantage, is that everything you see is happening right now in the moment, as close to the moment as possible. It's the true buyers and sellers intentions that you're seeing here, guys. Okay? So everything else that you see, all your other technicals, are an extrapolation of what you see in the order flow in the depth of market on the dome. So please understand that, and that's why we really focus on this so much within this program. Now, in terms of what you get on a price ladder, well, there's no spreads. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. There are no spreads on this. If for those of you that are coming from the retail space, you might be used to trading with spread betting accounts. You know, if you see a bid there and you hit the bid, which you'll find out what that means later on. You can take that price as long as you can see it on your ladder. You know, there are no hidden spreads, there are no hidden fees, transaction costs. There's only really, in really bad black swan events, when you get massive blips, the exchanges might cancel your orders, but that is extremely black swan events. What you see in terms of your bids and offers, your bids and your ask, that is what you're going to get. You know, that's one of the biggest advantages, I think, in comparison to those that trade in the retail space that use spread betting accounts. Another thing is that you get much better execution, and that goes without saying. Obviously, you know, if you can trade liquid markets, you're going to see that you can get in at very decent, very, you know, good levels. Sorry, I just lost a bit of my saliva in my mouth there. You can basically get in at better levels than you would in other case scenarios, because let's just say you get down to a level and you're seeing a buyer step in maybe 2 or 3 ticks above where the level is. If you were just trading that on a candlestick chart or just any sort of chart alone, and you said, I want to buy it at 10s, but when you're looking on a price ladder, you can see the buyer actually stepping in at 13s, 12s, and 11s. If your bid is at 10s, you're not going to get filled unless you can see the buying ahead of it. So that gives you a better advantage. Now, even on the long term, if you're trading swing positions, monthly, weekly positions, you know, if you can save a few ticks here and there, you know, that's gonna save you a few hundred pounds, maybe a couple of grand, depending on your size, maybe even more than that. But understanding how to get in and out of the market, you're gonna get better execution even in the long run. That is super important to understand. Now, having said that, even in the long run, you're gonna get a much better edge in scalping. That, of course, that of course is very, very important. If you can see the price action within a few ticks, you can get in and out of the market for 1 or 2 ticks here and there, 2 or 3 ticks here and there. That's a huge, huge advantage for short-term traders. For those people that like to trade intraday, you have a massive edge because you can see the price action within a few ticks. You can see how much liquidity there is and gauge where you can get in and out of the market. That you cannot do on a simple CFD account or a spread betting account. Again, another very important aspect. And in terms of elaborating on that edge, you have a great, an immense speed edge, a very big speed edge on event-driven risks. And obviously, that you can elaborate on that. What are those? You can be central bank events. They could be geopolitical. They could be data points. Whatever it may be, any sort of event-driven risk where the market's expecting one thing and then it changes, the market needs to reprice. You have a credible speed edge on this. You can see buyers step in, you can trade with them. And obviously we'll get to these factors later on. Sorry, let me just take a really quick sip of water. Now, in terms of building this course, I really have to say that it's helped me a great deal. I've learned a lot about myself. I've had a lot of deliberate practice myself because in order to actually build this and put this together, I've actually have to take in the time out and really quantitatively see what is it and quantify what is it that actually makes this setup work and what doesn't it. Before this, I'd built a certain instinct behind the price action, but now I've had to actually sit down and say, what is it about the price action? What is it about the order flow that makes this setup work rather than not? And that actually has hugely helped my trading so far. And in the process, I've learned a lot about my trading as well. And I think it's improved my trading a lot just to actually sit down and structure my trades price action wise a lot more than before. So I really wanted to make that point as well. It's not a benefit for you guys, but I did want to make that point because for personal reasons, I think this training program's helped me a great deal. Now, in terms of drills, just to wrap this introduction video up, it's quite a long one, but it's good that we all we get you guys up to date and you guys are aware of how this is being structured and how we're going to play this out. In terms of the drills and the tasks that you're going to get, effectively we've got this amazing software that we're using, this Futex Live replay environment, which there has been the technology in the market to replace certain events. But what we've done is actually over the last years built a huge archive and database, megabytes upon gigabytes upon terabytes of data files just on order flow. And we can retrade that order flow, but we've specified certain order flow patterns on those days so that we can replay them and trade them again. So the drills are going to be very specific and structured, using the Futex Live replay environment. And what I want you guys to do effectively, because you're probably watching this is the first video you're watching about this course, and it's a lot of information to take in. What I really want you guys to do, which is really important, is to make sure when you go through this course, like I said before, it's recommended you do this over a 4-week period. Sync yourself with this Futex Live trading drills calendar. We're going to provide you with that calendar either via email or we'll have it up on our website for you guys. You will have access to this drills calendar. So make sure you sync yourself with your calendar. So what do I mean by that? Effectively, what you want to be doing, if the first drill or the first drill that you're doing is the absorption drill, which comes in module 3, you want to start on a Monday to do your first 2 introductory modules. So effectively, as we just said, the first replay drill is the absorption drill. So because that's the first drill, you want to effectively start off and do your first 2 modules, modules 1 and 2, before you do module 3, which will come on that day, which is a Wednesday. So, like we said before, make sure, guys, you sync yourself with the calendar so that you're going with the flow, and you can complete this program in the given time, the allocated time. Unfortunately, I mean, this is a really new software, so we can't we can't have the capability of you guys actually going back and just selecting them yourselves. We have to control basically how these replays um, are getting played on our own calendar. So just follow our calendar, sync with us, and if you stay on track with us, doing one every day, you should be able to get this done within 20 working days. So that's pretty much what I wanted to wrap up with. That's pretty much what I wanted to cover overall. If you guys have anything you want to discuss over the period of the course, or if there's anything you want to talk about in any form, shape, or form about the program, obviously you're going to have a chat capability either within this course. We're building within this course, so hopefully by the time you're listening to this, is a chat enabled within the course. If not, we can organize a little Skype group for you guys to talk to each other. But if you want to talk with me and interact with me, you can also get a hold of me. So you can get a hold of me on my Twitter, and my handle is at MVS underscore Futex live. So you just follow me at on Twitter at MVS underscore Futex live. We can talk about any price ladder patterns you see, anything anything at all that you see within the training program, and hopefully we can get a nice little discussion going on about the markets. So thank you guys very much for embarking on this journey. I really do hope it's going to be as fruitful and as engaging as I've envisioned this to be. And good luck on this journey. Hopefully, by the end of it, you've built the skills, the requisite skills to actually trade in the market and build a consistent career as a trader using the price ladder. So, thank you guys very much. Stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the program. Bye bye for now.